Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about the camera that I use for my Helmetcam videos, the standard definition Tachyon Ops. This is the Tachyon Ops SD. Now as you can see, this camera is tiny, and that's the primary reason I picked it over something like the GoPro HD or the Contour HD. This camera is only 2¼ inches long by 7/8 of an inch wide, 7/8 of an inch tall, and that is a very light, very tiny, very compact package compared to something like the GoPro, which is a few inches rectangular, or the Contour, which is several inches longer and a little bit wider and taller. Very small package, and that's the primary reason I like it. Also, the price was right. It was less than $100, and for a camera of this quality, for that price, you can't really beat it. The controls on this camera are very simple. It has one button, on-off. You press it once, turn the camera on, press it again to start shooting, press it again to stop shooting and turn the camera off. And it has an LED indicator here to tell you what mode you're in at any given time, whether it's on, shooting, charging, off, whatever. This will tell you what it's doing. It has a couple other options on the back here. On this side are the lock and unlock options. Obviously you lock it, you can't make any other changes, and it won't get turned off or something automatically by accident, which is really nice. When you're in use, you don't want to worry about it, so that's a good thing. And then the other option here is you can shoot in video, or you can shoot time-lapse photography, just taking a shot every second or so. I've never used that mode, but it's another option that you have. Also in the back here, you have this little rubber cover that folds down, similar to the covers you find on all the cell phones. In there is a micro SD slot. I believe it supports up to 32 gigs. And there's also the USB port for the charger, and also to upload video directly to a computer if you want. And those, again, are behind this little rubber slot, which keeps it well protected when you're actually using the camera. So that's nice there. Now the battery life. This camera, unlike a lot of cameras, has a built-in battery. A charge lasts about 2½ hours, and in my experience, I've only run it out once, and it did last just a hair over 2½ hours. When it shoots video, it will shoot in 30-minute files, and at the end of 30 minutes of shooting, it will close that file and start a new file. And then when the battery runs out, it just stops shooting. And I actually, the one time I ran it all the way through from full charge, it actually stopped shooting a few minutes, about 5 minutes into the 6th video. So I got a little over 2½ full hours, which was nice. So the battery life is excellent, and an option Tachyon offers is a battery pack recharger that you can buy from them that includes 4 lithium-ion batteries. It's good for a number of full charges from empty to full, about 4 or 5 is what they say. So that's a really good option. I've never had to use it, but I got one when I picked up the camera. So if, for instance, I'm playing an all-day scenario and I want to shoot for 7 hours straight, I can if I want to, which is really cool. Now, the resolution this shoots is good, but not great. It shoots in 640 by 480. That's a lot less than some of the other cameras out there, especially the GoPro and the Contour HDs. But the upside to shooting in that resolution is you're going to get a picture that you know is undistorted. While I love watching the HD videos you get from things like the GoPros, I cannot stand the fisheye effect when you have the wide-angle HD lenses, and it really makes it difficult to see any detail outside of that center region. Anywhere around the edges where it's distorted, it's very difficult to see what's going on anyway. So I think there's a good compromise. I think 640 by 480 is a good compromise between resolution and clarity and being distortion-free. So another reason I like this camera. So let me show you what's in the package when you get it. Obviously, you get the camera. You also get a number of mounting options. You get these 3 mounting brackets here. The first is just your standard bracket. You see it has room for a screw on the bottom, so if you want to put this through anything, attach it to something flat, there's a good option. You have this one, which is contoured, and this is made to go on a helmet or visor or something that's round. So that's good, if you're sitting on top of your helmet. And then you have this guy, which is twofold. You have the swivel bit here, okay, which you can take off from the clamp. So you have this clamp, you can put it over a strap or something. I'll show you how I use this in a few minutes. But you can also, it swivels here, okay, and you can unscrew this and just put this piece on something separately if you want. So you have a lot of different options as far as that goes. The way the camera mounts to the mounting hardware is pretty straightforward. You'll see the camera has these indentations in it. Well, the mounting hardware has these little bubbles that stick out on 3 sides, and you can put the camera right in there. It slides right in, slides in, just kind of pops into place, and now it doesn't move. That's pretty solid. I've never worried about it moving in use, and I don't really think it's something anyone should be worried about when they're using this camera. Nifty feature of this mounting system is that it's really easy to mount in different orientations. So if you want to mount it straight up like this, you can. If you want to mount it on the side, right, instead, well, you don't want your camera sideways, you can do this, and it mounts just the same, nice and easy. It also comes with this clear shield, which I've put to great use in the paintball videos. The camera, it's very simple, it just slips right over and then clips onto whatever mounting hardware you want to use. And it also has 3 little bubbles up top, so it doesn't move, rattle around, or anything to fit into the holes on whichever side of the camera is not in the clip itself, so that's nice. It also comes with the USB cable for charging and downloading videos, and a lanyard for attaching it to whatever you want, so it doesn't, if it does happen to fall out, it doesn't fall on the ground or anything. And also the Allen wrench you can use to for all the screws on the hardware that they provide. Now let me show you how I work this. I use this clamp with the little thing there. See, I put the camera in it like this, facing forward. Here's my mask with the visor I modded onto it, and I put the clamp right in the middle here, and I put it all the way in, so that it goes all the way down in there, and the front of the clamp actually sits between the visor and the front of the mask there. So there's no real shifting going on. The visor won't bounce around so much because the clamp is between it and the frame of the mask. And then you set the camera to be whatever height you want, and then just tighten it into place, and that's the setup I go with. As you can see, it's a little bit tall. It's 2 to 3 inches from the top of the visor, which puts it just a little above how high your head would normally be. But compared to something like the GoPro, if that sits either on top of your mask or on like the head mount thing they have, that's much, much higher than this by at least a couple of inches. So this is actually a very compact setup, but you don't have to do it this way. I've experimented with some other different ways you can do it. On the i4s, it doesn't really work well any other way because of the small soft ears, but on other masks, you can absolutely clip it to the side and then flip it forward, and you could run it from the side like that. And if you need to adjust the angle, you obviously can. You can flip it around, put the camera in it the other way, and adjust the angle like this. You have lots of options. It's a very versatile mounting system, and more importantly, it's a very secure mounting system. I've never worried about this coming off when I've been using it. And it's nice because it doesn't require any modding to use. I don't have to drill any holes through here in order to be able to use this mounting system, which I like a lot. There's no permanent changes to using this camera. Now finally, I want to talk about a problem I had with the camera because I used it for about 2 months. The first video I shot with it was a game in October, and then the last time I used it was in the middle of December. And after that game, I couldn't get it to charge, I couldn't get it to turn on, and I couldn't get it to recognize the SD card in there. So I exchanged a few emails with the customer support team at Tachyon, and they said, send it in, we'll take a look at it. I said, great, no problem. I sent it in. About 2 weeks later, I got an email back from them, and they said, well, we upgraded the firmware. It wasn't working when it arrived. We upgraded the firmware. We tested it out. We're sending it back to you. You should have it soon. I said, great, thanks a lot. About a week later, I had my camera back, and everything worked great. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know if they know what the problem was, but the important thing is they fixed it, no questions asked, didn't charge me a dime for it, sent it back to me. It was a very quick turnaround. I was only without the camera for about 3 weeks, maybe a month. So thumbs up for the customer support on this. These guys stand behind the products, and that's really excellent. That's my rundown of the Tachyon Ops standard definition camera. I really like it. If you're looking for a relatively cheap helmet camera, I think this is a great option. Thanks for watching. See you next time.